Not British at all, actually. I just live here. I am far more Scots. Well, yeah, okay. British, as in Scottish. Fine. Just not English. So yeah, you were right. Brussels is under assault, and looks like Brussels is going to fall. Romania is almost befriended, and then we can go after Greece. Belgium has capitulated. Adolf Hitler has announced that the cowardly Belgian nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of German forces throughout the country. Here it is, the attack on Sedan. Befriend Romania. Now Germany is requesting the call to arms. That's what I was waiting for. So let's do the German military cooperation, then we'll do war with Greece. Through tight cooperation with the powerful German military, we combine the best part of German efficiency and Italian innovation. We will have a strategic advantage over anyone who dares face us. Accept. Okay. War! We're going to war! So first thing we need to do is sort out our navy. So, big fleet, I'm going to tell you to go strike force. Here, 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 and here. And in fact, I'm going to split you in half. So there's going to be 2 fleets doing the same order, so that we can cover a little bit more ground. Then we've got our submarine fleets, which I had actually meant to break down into smaller parts. So we'll take these level 1 subs and split these into sets of 7. That sounds good to me. We'll select those 7. We're going to leave the newer submarines for now. And we're just going to do convoy raiding throughout the Mediterranean in those 4 locations. And then the convoy escorts, we're going to go Central Mediterranean, Eastern Mediterranean, Adriatic. In fact, we'll just do the whole lot, I think. Yeah. And then the recons, we're going to go patrol. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to bother with the Aegean for now. And then mine layers. We're going to go mine laying. 1, 2, 3. Just to stop any transports trying to pass through this area. So, mine laying. This is something I have not really talked about. In fact, the only time I think I've used mine laying was in the Greece game where I was playing as Submarine Greece. Mines will do a little bit of damage to other ships, but not a huge amount. The real benefit of mine laying is it slows your opponent down. So if they're slower, you can detect them more easily, you can engage them more easily. Also, if they're slowed down, they retreat more slowly. So we just have more opportunities to really control the Mediterranean if we do this. You still need to defend the Adriatic even if you control the central Mediterranean. It's useful to do just in case. And now we're going to go down to speed 3. We also need to set up our air forces to support the major attacks. So we're going to base you in Sicily and have you going into the central Mediterranean. So that's my what they're called, naval bombers. Those are the big guns of the skies. Oops, why am I selecting navies? I'm trying to go to here. Then we've got, you are close air support, so you're irrelevant. Naval bombers, we're going to base you in central Western Mediterranean. You're going to go naval strike here. We're going to grab you. We're going to have you going naval strike here into the Tyrrhenian Sea. And then we're going to have you. Have I moved you already? No, you're standing by. You're going to be based in Rhodes, and you're going to go for the Eastern Mediterranean. Then we're going to have you based in Campania doing the Adriatic. So this way we should have at least 100 planes in every single sea zone which is going to give us a bunch of additional naval intel, so we should be spotting stuff very quickly. The best units to use for this are actually tactical bombers or naval bombers. And then after that, we have these fighter units. We're going to base some fighters in the Balearics, and they're going to go naval superiority in the Western Mediterranean. We're going to get you guys to go air superiority in the Central Mediterranean. We're going to get you to go air superiority in Eastern Mediterranean. We're going to get you air superiority based in Sardinia, doing the Tyrrhenian. Leaving just you for the Adriatic, which we'll base here and check that. So that's all of the naval stuff done. We are going to need a bunch more fighters though, which we will raise. We're also going to need more close air support and probably some tactical bombers. The 200 set of close air support is supporting the reds. Then my actual close air support is supporting the purples. I thought I could click on that and select you. That would be you. Oh, that was you. Supporting the reds, and then I'm going to want a new wing over here. These are going to be close air support. We will... Whoops. Start that again. I want 100 close air support times 3. Close air support, Alpine region. We may move you to southern France later, so let's actually just put you in charge of the whites. Huzzah! Then we're going to want some fighters over here. I will set you up to be a 200. You're going to be air superiority. Again, supporting the white. Okay, that'll do. Rednecks, thank you very much for the 9-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming in with a 9 months, so 3 more months and you get the golden wings. Yay! Do I have a garrison on the Balearic Islands? Yes. Yes, I do. Remember that the UK is going to be a pain from Malta. Oh yeah, I'm well aware of this. I think that I need to research Marines and then we'll try and do something about Malta. What happens to your planes when an enemy reaches one of your air bases? Are they destroyed or auto-move back? They're automatically moved back. Alright, so Messe, go. Yellows, go. And Cyan, go. And let's put you in that force. The other two, these two are purely defensive. So we're going to be fighting the war... Actually, let's halt your offensives. With the exception of these two. So, you'll notice that the Cyan unit... I'm just giving you a different colour. Huzzah! You can be... dirty yellow. And let's make your colour a little brighter yellow. So, dirty yellow, if we shift and left click on the arrow, then we can choose which of these orders we actually want to enact. So I'm clicking on both of these two, so that these two are enacted, but we're not doing the general attack into the rest of Africa, because there are a lot of British divisions here. Don't really want to fight them, I just want to secure these, and then shift these forces west. Meanwhile, the offensive against Egypt commences, and the offensive against Tunisia commences. And they're trying to attack across, which is fine. One more hell! Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we go too much further with this, I just want to highlight the fact that I am doing a multiplayer game of Europa Universalis 4 on Sunday. So if you are interested in playing Europa Universalis, then I would heartily recommend you go check out our Discord, where you can see more information on the Discord about it. If you go specifically to the multiplayer information tab and the community information tab. Starts on Sunday, kicking off at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, British Greenwich Mean Time, finishing about 6 PM. We've already got 20 odd players. I think it's like 27 players signed up. It should be a really, really good event. We are looking for more players, so if you wish to play with us, head over to the Discord, check out the document there which shows which countries are currently being played, and then choose a country for yourself. I am myself not playing, but I will be commentating. So I'll be in the game, I'll be in observer mode, I'll be giving an analysis and a rundown on all the different moves the different players are making. I'll be interviewing the different players as they do it, just like a commentator of esports or a football match or something like that. Then that will also be posted up on YouTube afterwards. But it is a really, really good game. It's a great event, so if you're not able to play or you don't want to play, that's fine. Come along and watch Twitch, Sunday, 3 PM until 6 PM. It's always a really, really good show, so come along, say hi. Mac, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Alright, onwards. Now, if we go to this, we can see our naval power. So there are a silly number of French and British ships in the Western Mediterranean right now. We've only got 25% intel efficiency, although it's going to take our recon ships a little bit of time to sail out and check it out. We've got 84% over there, 73 there, 75 there, 82. Hopefully this goes up. Oh, and we have our first naval engagement. 2 of them, in fact. So we have the entire French fleet versus my submarines. Their screens are terrible. They have a couple of unguarded heavy ships, so 5 battleships, 7 heavy cruisers, against my 7 subs. They do have 43 destroyers and 2 light cruisers, but that's giving them only 58% screens. So I have a 42% chance per torpedo to hit one of these 2 back guys, which I think we should definitely give that a go. And then we've also got another British and French combined task force, primarily British, with a couple of carriers, against another 7 of my early submarines. These guys having a much better screen, but they still have a couple of capital ships here which are unguarded. So hopefully the opportunity to do some damage appearing over there. If you have any tactical bombers in central Mediterranean, you could add strap bombing to the mission list aimed at airfields and ports to try and wreck Malta. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'm going to do port strikes. For you, and for you. Okay. So there are a bunch of Naval Engagement. 26 capital ships. Good grief. And then we have a couple more here. So this is a very well screened convoy fleet, so we're not going to be able to do any damage to them. And pretty well screened one there. So a little bit more danger. The submarines kind of noping out of there, I would think, as quickly as they can. Although a couple of them definitely getting caught. A couple of my light cruisers too. In fact, I totally forgot that you lot 100% need to be set to do not engage. And I think for the subs, I'm going to set to low risk. I don't want them to try and snipe capital ships yet. I also need to set you to do not engage, just run away. And then you lot engage on low risk. And now my strike fleets are on the way out as well, using up a bunch of the oil. But we do have 600,000 oil saved up, so we should be okay for a while. And production is still carrying on swimmingly. We have a battleship in storage. We're still waiting for one more destroyer, so we're not going to add that just yet. So many battles going on. Okay, so my strike fleet coming out to fight these guys. Hopefully take down a bunch of their screens, although they're going to be running away pretty quickly, I suspect. Here come the subs, helping out. Their fleet did not take anything out. We do have a result here. 2 light cruisers and 2 submarines defeated. That's unfortunate. We have a couple more submarines being caught. And they are trying to do a naval invasion against the Balearics, but that is currently failing. Meanwhile, my destroyers, 20 destroyers at the moment, screening 1 convoy. That's how generous we are. Against their submarine fleet, 13 submarines. But it looks like my own hunter-killer fleets are doing a pretty good job at the moment. Making sure that everything that is protected that we want to have protected. Submarine operations is finished. Let's go and continue on that path, like so. Just got back. Am I covering the naval bomber game? I don't know what you mean. The Royal Navy has arrived in style. Pity for them they left their destroyers at home. Actually, I think that was the French destroyers. The British destroyers seem to be pretty well protected. So we sank their convoys, but none of their escorts. Yep. And then we're returning home. I think what I might do is tell these two to be based a little bit closer to the action. So we're going to put you based up here, and then you based in down there. That's fine. Spain wants to send us some volunteers. I will absolutely agree to that. We sank a French submarine. Another 13 submarines being caught. This is our strike fleet. We have a couple of destroyers. We are probably having positioning penalties because our fleet's too big. We are, but we are sinking a couple of their subs. Thanks to the upgrades that I did to all of my destroyers. We sank 10 subs? What? This was a huge loss for the French submarine fleet. And they still probably have another, like, 90 of them or something crazy like that. But that was an excellent result for us. Meanwhile, another naval engagement between my submarines and their primary fleet. They have a lot of opportunities for us to hit them. So I absolutely could set my level 2 submarines on convoy raiding. Sank 2 more convoys. Yeah, do it. I'm going to split these into smaller fleets. And then I'm going to say all of you are now active. We're unleashing the entire Italian submarine fleet right now. Hey, Scappa. What happened to the Hearts of Iron 4 launcher? They made a new one. Does the new version allow me to activate mods? I don't know. I haven't actually played with it yet. This isn't modded, so it's just normal. Showing the folks the importance of covering a navy with air cover if they're close to land, or is that outdated? No, it absolutely is not outdated. And I am doing that too. So the very first thing I did in the war, actually, was assign naval bombers, tactical bombers, and air cover to each of the naval zones around Italy. Partially because that generates intel, so we can see exactly where their fleets are. And we have actually really good levels of intel, like in the 90s to 100s, with the exception of the Western Med, where we have 57%. But that's because that's where all of their fleets are. And also just for air coverage, because we, as Italy, have a lot of penalties to AA coverage because of our commanders. Another 14 submarines. Unfortunately, they're going undetected right now. Oh no, we're spotting them and then sinking it, like, straight away. We have an ace pilot. Very nice. So are these all old? Early. Yeah, these are all old tier 1 subs. That's why I didn't particularly want to use too many of those. But I think I am going to need to try it and import a little bit more oil. So Iraq will buy an oil from you, and Iran will buy some from you. These are all land-based, no convoys required. And we also need a little bit more rubber, which we will buy from Germany. Thanks, Germany! We can actually stop buying quite so much steel. There we go. The other thing I want to do is turn off repair. Now this is very dangerous. Like, if you are playing this for the first time, don't do this. Just set your ships to green repair level and automatic split. Like, just enable that and have green repair. You'll be sorted, it's fine. I'm a much more advanced naval player. This is just how I like to do it. I micro my navies like crazy, way more than I micro my land armies, for example. And I like to see exactly what damage I'm taking and then send ships back myself for repairs, because it's just more efficient to do it that way. So we did indeed sink 11 of their submarines here. That is good. So let's go and select you. I'm going to tell you to return to port, and I'm going to individually tell all of these ships to go and repair, because if you do it this way, then they will repair individually. So as they finish their repairs one by one, they will rejoin the fleet. Whereas if you tell them to do the automatic split off, they will rejoin the fleet when their repairs of the most damaged ship is complete. So even if 9 of the 10 ships are repaired, they still will not rejoin the fleet. They will not, like, automatically split off from the split off, which is a bit annoying. Meanwhile, ooh, Dutch subs. Hell frick! I feel like I need to deploy more aircraft over here. Unfortunately, I don't have the airbase, so we are going to build a bigger airbase on the Balearics. I was not expecting this place to be quite as important as it apparently is. And we are getting port struck. Oh no, that's us port striking. Never mind. So they must be trying to repair in Malta right now. Speaking of which, I need to turn off repairs for my ships in various places. Do not repair in any of those. Anywhere with like 2 ships, I'm not interested, just in the bigger shipyards. In fact, I'd be tempted to say don't repair anywhere near Malta, because they'll just bomb you. That'll do for now. Right, more aircraft. I want to, I would say, assign aircraft from here into war bombers. I guess we'll be using those. We're going Naval Strike, Turanian, Western Med. Are we losing air superiority anywhere? Do I need to use my heavy fighters? Northern France could do with some. So I'm going to send some of my heavy fighters to Northern France. We'll go help out the Germans. So we'll go air superiority over there. And you can see heavy fighters have a huge range. That's one of the reasons I'm using them right now. Mordred, I have a noob naval question. What do naval bases do in this, other than allow supplies and troops to move? They repair. So you can repair 1 ship per naval base level, but the higher level naval bases will repair faster. At least that's how I understand it. But generally I also try and limit the naval bases used a little bit, because I like to control where exactly the ships are. The other thing you need to worry about is how many dockyards you have set to repair. So right now we have a lot of ships in repairing. Also, I think, and this is less of a problem for the way that I play, if you have the automatic split off and a set of 10 ships splits off and goes to a level 1 port, only 1 ship gets repaired at a time. That's a bigger problem for the automatic split offs versus how I do it, but that could be another issue that you need to contend with if you are using automatic split-offs. 20 destroyers, again protecting that one single very important convoy, hitting 25 French submarines. Nice. Big naval engagements going on. Still an invasion of the Balearics going on, but not seemingly very successfully. Trying to attack through from Corsica. And, ooh, we sank a destroyer. Port strikes. Good. Sank another submarine. So it looks like the naval game is under control. Let's take a look in Egypt, because through this very, very thick dust storm, it looks like my motorized divisions are pushing very nicely towards Cairo right now, which is awesome. Have we taken these back countries? No, they are actually pushing us. So it looks like the Ethiopia front is doing kind of poorly. Let's see if we can take their port. Oh, there's actually somebody there. Bugger. So he's probably dead. Could probably do with adding some aircraft. So let's use the airbase we have right here and grab some heavy fighters. Set up another 100 air wing, air superiority, and we will add you to that army. Also, we have enough space to get some more naval bombers. So I know that this place is being upgraded, so we're going to add another 100 wing naval bombers doing naval strikes in the Western Mediterranean. My submarines are fighting a bunch of their submarines, apparently. We sank 3 Canadian convoys. We did lose a sub. Losing 1 or 2 here or there isn't terrible. South African, British. Mediterranean has definitely exploded into life. Non-aggression pact from Romania. I will accept that. Because we did the Romanian friendliness thingy, didn't we? Fascist influence is going up until 1942. We're good. Right, I need to double check you. Because you are currently being utterly smashed. What naval battle is this? Oh, here. Oh, man! You morons not running away? Run away! This was a very, very decisive loss. I'm surprised you tried to suicide into them. Complete loss. Only the submarines got away. Bugger. Okay. There it is. This is the kind of thing I usually do to them. 2 submarines, 44 destroyers, 2 battleships including the Pride of the Fleet, and 4 armoured cruisers. Ouch. Right, I want 2 battleships and destroyers. I'll say 10 right now. Yeah, for 1 plane. Bergamini! Give me back my navies! Speaking of which, I forgot to upgrade you. I want you to have Big Guns Expert. I want you to have Safety First and Crisis Magician. Speaking of which, I should be upgrading my Admiral, so let's see if there's any others that we can upgrade. We can have Lone Wolf or Concealment Expert. I'm actually... they've made ships more visible now. And Lone Wolf... sorry, if Concealment Expert... no, it does still do 50. Oh, it's Silent Hunter they reduced. That used to be a 20% torpedo reveal chance, I think. What type of oceans are these? Ocean, which is no penalties. Ocean, ocean. Ocean, and then fjords and archipelagos in the Aegean. And then the Adriatic's also fjords and archipelagos. Because deep ocean, for example, means that submarines are much harder to detect.